How's it going, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Sprue Chronicles. It's that time of the month again. We've had a combat patrol delivery. We've got 4 issues. 2 of them, well, all 4 of them come with probably 2 of my favourite units so far. This one being a particular favourite of mine. I've been excited for this for a few weeks now, since I first saw it in probably about 8 weeks ago. We got a hint that they might put this in. They have. Very happy about that. Going to be building this today. Now, if you don't get the Combat Patrol magazine, which I highly recommend, it's only $9.99 a week, and you tend to get more than you are actually buying them for. So this unit on its own would cost £23. It's the cheapest that I could find it anyway, and that was on Wayland Games. Obviously, you're only paying, I guess, $19.98, so you're saving about £4. But the other thing that comes in the other packages is, let me just grab that. It's the Lord on a Juggernaut, which is again, it's going to be more than $18.98. So you're going to be saving yourself some money if you're not too fussy about the units that you actually receive. Which I'm not too fussed. These are like extras for me. If you are interested in sticking one of these Armoured Sentinels in your, just grabbing the sprue there, in your army, this is going to set you back 65 points. You can have them together, you can have 2 of them per unit, and that's going to cost obviously 130 points. I did like the look of this. I think that's a las cannon, isn't it? I could be wrong. Not completely, well, yeah, I'm not completely sure of that. I think it is the las cannon. Anyway, I was just looking it up, and it's telling me that the meta loadout for these will be las cannon, hunter killer missiles, and the sentinel chainsaw. So I'm going to build that. Why not? Might as well go for the meta, aren't we, on this? I want it to be as strong as it possibly can be. Stick it with the rest of my Astra Militarums squads that we've been building through the weeks. There we go, nice and easy over here. Turn the clippers around the right way though, eh? At least they're all like right next to each other as well. Nice and easy. He says. So we've got 35, 36, we want 43. Oh, we want 39 and 40 as well, because they're the top part. This looks more, I don't know what it is with this, the plastic on this one. It looks more matte than some of the other ones. Let's glue these together. Uh-oh. I thought I cleared that. Obviously didn't clean it properly last time. I do have a habit of doing that. I'm so glad they put this model in the Combat Patrol. When I first saw it, I thought, oh, that looks cool. They're like, I guess the Star Wars nerd in me was coming out a little bit. Some of the like robots and machines and ships and stuff on Star Wars are awesome. I wouldn't say that I was a massive fan of Star Wars. I do like it. Don't get me wrong. But I don't think I'm as, what's the word? It's more of a, mine's more of like a fleeting like for it. I wouldn't say I was like an avid fan. Some people are really, really strongly fans of Star Wars, aren't they? How does this go? So they go in there? Ah, okay, so they go in there like that. And then that goes there? Yes, right, okay. Actually, that's really well designed, because on the inside of this, you've got this like little groove here. You see that? There's like a little groove in there. and then there's like a little bit that sticks down, so that fits in really nicely. That's really well designed, I like that. I'm going to stick a little bit of glue on the edges here and here. And then stick it on the right way around, not the wrong way. Hey, I just put my thumb in it. I'm going to stick a little bit of glue on that as well, actually. Yeah, I like when they design it like that, because it's so easy, so simple, and idiot safe. Which makes it safe for me. There we go. So that's one of the legs then. We need 37 to go over the little bit there. 37, there you are, straight away. My eyes are on it today. So that just goes just over the top that way, by the looks of things. So the angled bit is on the lower part, and that just sits on the ends there. Love that. That's the first leg. I guess we're going to build the other one now. Let's just make sure they're neatly. The OCD's kicking in a little bit there. So we need the same parts then. So let's start with 72, 71, 69, dude, 67. There's like a part of me that wants to paint this white like the Empire. I wonder if you can. I mean, I guess it comes back to the old. It's your army, you bought it, you do what you like with it. But wouldn't it be kind of fun to paint up the Astra Militarum? Oh, I didn't cut that one off. How have I forgot to do that? That's funny. Oh wait, I did cut it off. It just didn't pop off. What was I saying? I forgot now. Wouldn't it be kind of fun to paint the Astra Militarum up like the Imperial Army? Kind of try and do them a little bit like stormtroopers and stuff. I wonder. Somebody's probably calling me a heretic right now, aren't they? This is heresy. How dare you? How dare you even consider? Well, that was nice and easy, wasn't it? Once you know how to do it, I guess you know how to do it. 68. Ah, there. Where's the shin? There it is. And there's the two legs. What is next? 45 and 46. Oh, not on there. There they are. At the top here. Let's make sure I'm cutting the right parts. Are we gluing that together straight away? Yes, we are. And then 44 and 47 appear to be these parts. That's the like hip area, isn't it? By the looks of things. I'm always dropping things. Well, when it comes to these anyway. I think I try to be so gentle and delicate that sometimes you just don't grip it properly. And I think that's one of the reasons why you see me shaking a lot in these videos, because I'm trying to be so gentle. It doesn't really come that naturally to me, to be honest. I do try to be. I think that goes in like that. I think that's the only way it can go, yes. Right, okay. So that's slightly angled in there. As is, is that a dog here? Yeah, slightly angled and only goes in one way. So it's like that. I really hope that's right because that's how it's glued in. Yes, so it goes like that by the looks of things. That's what it looks like there. So now it wants me to put the legs on. I like the fact that this has got the little grooves in again. So you can't really go wrong with those legs because they're just going to clip on and they won't be able to move around, which means it's going to be easier to get the feet flat on the... Can they go in either way? Yeah, it looks like they can go on either side as well. It doesn't really matter too much. Wait, no. Yeah, they could go either side. That's pretty cool. So that will go on there. Or it could go the other side if you wanted. That's not a huge problem. Yeah, so that's going to make it easier to get the feet flat on the base. Let me... which side do I want? It's alright, I'll just chuck it down there again. I think I'm going to go on that side. So let's slap some glue in there. The reason I'm choosing that is because I've noticed there's a bit of leakage over this edge with the glue there, so that'll be on the inside rather than the outside. Although there's probably some on the outside too. There actually is. Alright, just ignore me. Let's just get the legs on. That is, I have put that on right, haven't I? Yes, I have. Okay. Imagine putting one of the legs on backwards. So that needs to go on there then, right? Is it supposed to look like it's stepping? Yes, it is. Right, okay. So let's put some glue in there then. It's like a bloody chicken at the moment, doesn't it? Okay, so we want 65 and 34 because they look like the kind of kneecap area. I think they're on this one. 65 is over here. What was the other one? Sorry, 34 over the other side. Let's have a bit of tidiness going on over here. So 34 goes on the left leg. I don't really think it matters. I might put that on that leg actually because it's more prominent and I like the little grooves on this. It's got more character as far as a knee cover can have character. So I'm going to actually put this on around the other way just because, you know, I can and I'm going to. So that one's going to go on there. And then I'm going to put the other one on the other leg. Oh, do you know what I've just realised? Maybe there's a transfer that I could have put on the knee. Never mind. And that one's going to go there like that. So now it wants me to do the feet. Let's find the feet. There they are. So on some of these videos, I was a little bit worried about like how long they are, and I was originally trying to keep them kind of below 1 hour, but having uploaded the Orc Battle Wagon video and it was over 2 hours long, which I almost didn't put on. I was trying to edit it down to less because I was worried that it wouldn't do very well. It's actually my best performing video. So it just goes to show you that I know absolutely nothing about YouTube. It's had close to I think it's had over 1,500 views at the moment, which I'm so grateful for. Is this gonna work? Yeah, I'm so grateful for the amount of views that's got. Absolutely blown away by that. Yeah, I don't. I mean, it is flat. I guess that works. I don't know what I did with the stand. Oh, it's here. The stand, the base. Yeah, I guess we're going to glue that on there then. Yeah, so if you watch the Orc Battle Wagon, thank you so much. If you're watching this, thank you. And if you haven't watched the Orc Battle Wagon one, maybe go have a look, because it's very popular. I'm so glad that I discovered this hobby. It's so relaxing. It's like, I don't know. I wouldn't say that I have a lot of stress in my life. Not right now anyway, but it really does calm you down and take your mind off of things. Why do I feel like that's the wrong way to put that on there? I might just slide that just a little further forward. There we go, just a little bit. He's kind of in the middle there. I feel satisfied with that. I'm a little bit nervous about this part though. I don't know why I'm nervous about it, but probably for no reason. So we're at that stage, and we now need to move on to this stage. So what is this thing here? 41 and 42. I'm going to put that just up there and lean it against my laptop, which I have in front of me, which actually I use sometimes for just having little bits about these models, because I don't really know much about them. I'm trying to learn, so sometimes I'll just go onto AI and ask it about the models so it can tell me. So for instance, it tells me you choose the las cannon because it gives a strong anti-tank vehicle firepower. It benefits from the unit's mobile hunter killer ability, which I could read out and make it sound like I know what I'm talking about, but I really don't know what I'm talking about. So that is not on there, so it must be on the other sprue then. We're looking for 41 and 42. So there's 41 right at the top there. And then 42 is direct. That's tiny. And that's what she said. What? So that's how the model is on there. Where does that go? There? Like that, I think. Does it? Oh yeah, it does, yeah. Okay, alright. Well, I guess we'll put some glue there then. And stick that on there. Might stick a little bit across the top too. I think it's making contact. Yeah, okay. I guess it's like a bit of armour. Yeah, that makes sense, doesn't it? I don't really know why it's got a handle on the side there. Maybe they use that to pull themselves up into the cabin. Because it looks like it's got the little handle on the side. But there's no little bits for it to go, so I guess we're just sticking that on the side as soon as I can find it again. There it is. I guess we're just gonna dab a couple of little bits of glue on the tips. The vision in my right eye is playing up today. Oh gosh, I should have used these just to gently hold it, to put it on the... Jeez, let's try double-handed. There we go. I need to get some tweezers. There we go. Don't touch. It's on there. That's all that matters. So we need 38, because that goes in the little hip joint. Where are you? There you are. What else do we need? 'Cause there's something else there, isn't there? 32. Why is that not coming on? 32. What even is that? Is that? That's that. It goes on the foot. Eh? Oh, it goes over the... Oh, I see. It goes over the kind of like ankle joint part to kind of, I guess, armour that. A little bit. Does it? What? Yeah. Oh, I might not bother gluing that. Maybe I should. Yeah, I probably should. Although that's kind of on there. I probably should glue it. So it wants to... Oh, there's like a little groove there. Okay, well, I guess that's where we'll glue it then. Yeah, that's like... Wait, that is not... Why is that not? Is that right? It doesn't feel right. It's on there pretty solidly, so I'm just going to leave it like that. And then that part goes in the little hip area, so we're going to want a little bit of glue in there. And then we'll try not to get it all over our fingers when we stick that in there. There we go. If I can figure it, there we go. And I did get it on my finger. Right, that's that one. Let's get that page out of the way. We'll put that over there. And then I guess we need to do the same with the other side. So we're going to need that for the foot. We need 70 and 73. There's 70. Where's 73? Is that over here? Yes, it is. And then we need the other little handle by the looks of things. Number 13, is that right? No, apparently not. Okay. I'll put that over there then. So let's start at the top, shall we? With the armour going on. Let's make sure I've got that around the right way. That goes like that, right? No, that's wrong. No, that, what? Yeah, no, that is right. It goes on this way. Okay. I'm just going to trim that little bit up there because that's annoying me. That goes on like that. So glue at the top here, don't we? And the side. And then put your finger in it. Why not? So that goes there like that. Let's put the hip in. I'm going to stick the glue in here this time. Maybe I won't get it all over my fingers again. I bet I still do though. Oh, I didn't. Yay. Yay me. And then that clips on that way. I've just realised that foot's around the wrong way. That is not ideal at all. Flip. We're going to pretend that didn't happen. Yeah, I've put the foot around the wrong way. I've just realised that the toe at the front is a tiny bit longer. No! That doesn't matter, does it? I don't think realistically anybody's going to notice that other than me, and just kick myself every day that the foot's on the wrong way around. These are the mistakes that sometimes happen, guys. They happen to me quite often, and that doesn't fit on there properly. I may have to take that off. That is going to be really difficult to get off of there because this is all stuck down, and that is really in there. We've got to commit. Sometimes we make a mistake, guys. Sometimes we make mistakes. We've got to do it. We can't be leaving that on the wrong way around. So we're just going to quickly and hope for the best here. I think I may have got it just in time. Any longer than that, I would have been screwed. I think I got it just in time. I think we salvaged that. Wow. Yeah, don't do that. Don't make that mistake. So the toe is slightly longer on the foot. And it's like, it's got to be millimeters. That is not sticking now. I'm going to need to re-glue all of that foot. Wow. Yeah, don't do that, because you're gonna screw your model up if you do, like I just almost did. But we managed to salvage it, so that was a little bit of brute force there. And why won't this go on now? There we go. Yee. God, imagine I'd screwed that up. I would have been so disappointed with myself because I've really been looking forward to building this. Anyway, that's rescued. That needs to just be left alone to dry for a minute. A little sip from the world's biggest bottle. This is my drinking bottle. The size of that. Gotta remember to drink, keep yourself hydrated, guys. So crisis averted with the feet. 6, 7 and 9. Don't you dare say it, 2 of those numbers. That ridiculous trend thing that I saw that the kids would do. The not so cool kids, but they think they're cool. I'm not even going to say those numbers again. I'll just say 7 and 9. Sometimes we make mistakes, don't we, with these models? I guess my attention to detail needs to be better. Sometimes I get kind of carried away a little bit, I think, with the building. What? Does he come inside? Oh, like that. Sometimes you just have to feel your way through a model as well, don't you? Yeah, so that goes like that, right? Okay. Yeah, sometimes you just have to feel your way through the model. It's all very good looking at the model and the instructions telling you how something goes. Sometimes it's just a case of like dry running it and feeling it out. So this is a one-man vehicle then. I figured it would be like the oh, that's really quite tight. It's really pushing it apart. I'm just going to hold that for a minute. I forgot what they were called again. The STST from Star Wars, is that what they were called? I know the AT-ATs or the AT-ATs are the big ones. So it looks like that's going to go on there. Cool. Right, we need 10 and 8. I figured there would be like a two-man one, not just a one-man one. 8 and 10. There's 8. Where's 10? Is that little one? Yeah. Don't know why, but in my head I was picturing a bigger part. So that goes on the front like that. Oh, there's a little bit of the sprue that needs to be trimmed up on the edge there. Let's make sure that's nice and flush. That's both sides, in fact. Just a slight change of subject. I purchased the Norn Emissary for my Tyranid army yesterday. That's on order. That'll be arriving in the next couple of days. Looking forward to doing a video of that. I haven't built any of my Tyranids for a long time. I say a long time. Probably a month or so. I've got glue all over the bloody front now and I've got a fingerprint there. Oh well, we'll just say that's battle damage. So this goes underneath there like that by the looks of things. Nice little groove there. That's coming apart. I'm not happy about this. Why does that keep pushing apart? We've got to put glue in there anyway, so let's just make sure some of it goes down there. And then pinch that together and glue that in there. And that door's sliding out as well. Let's just hold that for a few seconds. What do we need now then? So we've got like the air ducts at the top, it looks like. So we need 17 and 18 and then 21 goes over the top like a cage. Ah, my finger's stuck. Don't super glue your fingers to your models. That's probably a silly thing to do. Right, 17, 18 and 21. Well, 21's there, it's easy to see. And then it looks like 17 is that little tiny bit there. 18's there. Okay, so 18 goes over the back like that. Ah, there is a big bit of sprue there that I've missed. Same there as well. We need to just, oh no, that's off. It's just a bit of a white patch there. So that needs to be glued on the back like that. That's going to be pretty tight. There's a little bit more on the back of that. It just needs to be gently scraped off. Nice, okay. So that goes on there. Slap some glue across the back. Get that glued on nice and tightly. And then 17 goes in there. A little smidge of glue in there. And then 21 goes in all of those little, there's loads of little curved grooves. We just want a tiny bit of glue in each of those. Let's make sure we put it around the right way though, yeah? So that's strange because we haven't put the guy's torso on yet. I would have thought we'd have put this on after that, but hey, I didn't draw the design. Am I on the wrong page? No, that is the right page. Yeah, we're not putting the guy's torso until much later. Okay. That's interesting. That's going to be a right pain in the butt to paint as well. Get the brush in there. I guess this is why people paint pre-assembly. Anyway, I digress. Let's so we want 11, 12, 13 and 16. Well, there's 16, the great big engine. 13. Easy money. 12, 11. 13's not on there. Wait, I saw 13 before. It was the little handle because I thought it was for the other side of the leg, didn't I? That's there. And that's just pinged off somewhere. Where the hell did that go? Oh, there it is. Let's put that sprue out of the way. Let's get this back made. So that needs to be glued onto the back there. What's stopping that from going on straight? That's really tight. I like that. That's nice and flush, lovely. Tiny bit of paint, tiny bit of glue on those bits. And then finally the little handle under there. That's so delicate. There we go. Right, that's that bit done. So now we've got 14, 15 and 20. Where's 20 there? So they go on the back, they're the grills, right? Easy. Make sure they're on the right way around. And then that goes where? Goes there. Have I cut the wrong one off? Because that goes that side. Surely, like that. I think I might have cut the wrong one off. No. I think that might be labelled wrong because that's number 20 that I've cut off. But if I was to put that on there, it would go the wrong way around. So that should be 19. We found another error with their instructions. We find those quite regularly here. It's definitely 19. 20's over there. We'll cut that off too. And we'll stick that on the correct side. Love that. I mean, it tells me to cut 19 up, but that would be 20 anyway, so that's literally the next part. Excuse me. Right, number 1, the aerial. There it is. What does this say? Games Workshop Limited 2022. So this is a 2022 model. You know what I found the other day? I found one of my really old models that I painted. I say it's really old and I've just painted it. It's from 2002, I think it was. I can't believe I still got it. He's been built and grey and in storage. I mean, we're in 2026, so 24 years. Can't believe I still got it. I'll show you. So this is him after I tried to do a job on him. I think it looks alright. I'm not the best at painting. And there you go, on the bottom there, the date. You can see that, 2002. Crazy. Might be older than 1 or 2 of you watching this. So we're gluing that on there now then, I guess. That just makes you wonder how old I am, eh? Let's just say it's half my age. You can do the math. Does that? Why is that not? There we go. I kind of want that a little bit angled, you know, because it looks like he's walking and I feel like his body would be not all straight. So we're just going to plonk him on like that. It kind of sits quite comfortably at a slight angle anyway, so I'm just going to leave it like that. We're going to leave that to dry for a few seconds or a few minutes. I need to figure out which one of these guns is the las cannon because I've got multiple options here. That's definitely a plasma. I think that might be the las cannon, but I could be wrong. I'm going to go look that up. I will be back with you while that dries. So after a quick Google search, it transpires that I was right. This is the las cannon according to the image I'm looking at. So that is the gun we're going with, because that is what I'm told is the meta for this. Although I do prefer the look of the plasma cannon, but the plasma gun. But we're going with the las cannon. So we need that. Now I've got to try and figure out where the other parts are, because it's got like, I'm surprised it doesn't show you up here, because that needs to attach to something. There's like a box with something hanging off of it. There. Oh, hello, why won't it come off? I might need to give these clippers a good clean after today, because they're struggling a little bit sometimes. Right, so that will go where? So the gun will go on there, I guess, however I want to angle it, although it feels quite nice like that. And then, oh, it goes on the side of the gun. Oh, well, that's nice and simple. I was struggling there for a second to try and figure that out. So we'll just slap that on there then. Nice. And then we're going to put copious amounts of glue in there. Not really, just enough, not copious amounts. And then we're going to plonk that on there. That's not, there we go, just need to be a little bit firmer. That's still not dry. That looks so good. Look at that. And then the other side, what is that? Hunter killer missile goes on the side up here by the looks of things. So let's cut that off. That was part of the meta, wasn't it? The hunter killer. Where is it? Here. So that's 78, right? Yeah, 78's up here. And that's just going to glue in at the top up there, in that hole there. Let's make sure this is on the right way, huh? We don't want it firing out the back, do we? I'm going to angle that slightly, so it's kind of pointing up a little bit. I like that. So that's those two bits. That was nice and easy. What's these things here? What are they for? Added somewhere? I don't. Oh, on the top here. Oh, so we can add something on that side. Let's have a look. What have we got over there? What shall we add that side then? I mean, these are our options. So we can add like these pack things or ammo box. I think we're going to add one of these pack things. I think I quite like 83. Yeah, let's stick 83 on there. Adds a little bit more character to the model, doesn't it? I think. Which way does it go? The straps are that way, so I guess that way, the little blankie on top. Ah, little blankie. Hey, who knows, maybe he gets stuck in the snow somewhere and he needs to keep warm. We're going to put that on the side there like that. Love it. Chef's kiss. And then we got this light thing, which is where? That's over here. That's 79 and 80. So that's 80. Where is 79? 79's there. So I guess we glue that together first. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I've kind of got a little bit ahead of myself here, and I'm not looking at the instructions anymore, which is probably a huge mistake on my behalf. So I'm gonna start looking at them again. Hold on, why would that be down there? Hold on now. What if I want what's this chainsaw thing? What if I want that down there? I want the chainsaw down there. I don't want it. I don't want that light. Where would that chainsaw go? Is there a mount for the chainsaw? I don't like the way it doesn't show me here. So we've got the hunter killer. So we've got the las cannon. We've got the hunter killer missile, which I guess I could have put the other side. It doesn't really matter too much, but it's that side. And then it kind of goes on to the sticking the light in. But I want the chainsaw, so I'm going to try and figure out how I can get that on there, or where it goes. Right, so after a quick Google search, it looks like we need the following parts. So 76 is up here, and that is going to be the part that goes in the side mount here. That's going to go in there like that. So we've got some sort of ball joint to add the chainsaw part on. So that's the first part. You're also going to need 74 and 75, and they'll be the bits that hold the chainsaw. I say a quick Google search. It took me a few minutes. Hopefully this helps somebody, because it doesn't come with the instructions for this in the combat patrol. So I guess you have to use a little bit of your own motivation. And then we're going to need obviously the chainsaw, which is 77. So let's get that sprue out of the way. If I have looked at these pictures properly, we're going to glue that in there. We'll try not to chuck it across the table. So that's going to glue in there nice and tightly. Lovely, that fits in beautifully. Then we're going to glue this together. That pin keeps on pushing right in. I wish they would design it so that it doesn't do that. And the chainsaw goes in there like that. So you've got to have the weight at the back, and that should just move around. I am actually going to glue that in because I don't like it being loose, and I don't like the idea of it falling out and me losing it. So I'm going to push it in there, but I'm going to angle it so that it's down a bit. Just give that a second to dry. In fact, that needs to go around the other way, like that. Because we need to make sure that the hole is on our left, the right of the model. And then we'll slap some glue in there, and then we'll stick that on. Any angle you want, I guess. I quite like the idea of it being quite straight, so, but almost down a little bit. Awesome. Right, so I still haven't seen on these instructions anywhere where it tells us to put him in. Like, he's just bazinga. He's there. So I guess we're gonna put him in. Yeah, probably should have done that earlier, but the instructions don't tell us. Unless I've completely just missed it. I mean, he's not there. He's not there. Right, here we go back. He's not in there. And then just bazinga, he's there. He's not there again. So he's like, hi, bye. And at no point on any of these does he appear. He's just, it's almost like an afterthought. Oh, no, we forgot to put the pilot in. Just, yeah, stick him in that one. So we're gonna cut him out. I should have said the numbers as I was cutting them out. I think that was 31 and 30, wasn't it? Either way, it's the only torso parts. So yeah, we're going to put him in. He's super important because, you know, the whole thing doesn't work without him. I get the feeling this is going to be an absolute pain in the ass to get in there now, which means you should probably put him in there before you put this top cage on. The instructions would be quite useful if it had told us that, but it didn't. So anyway, we're going to put his arms on. This is going to be very problematic. I'm trying to figure out the best way of doing this. If I put his arms on, are they going to prevent me from putting him in the model? I think I might stick him on, and then I'm just going to have to fiddle with his arms after. I don't know why they've done that. I'm going to use my grippers to hold him, and hopefully I can kind of place him in. You're going to need tweezers for this, guys. And I got really lucky because he just sat on there perfectly. Yeah, I guess we'll pick a head for him now. And I really like this guy that's wearing some sort of mask or balaclava. So that is the head that I'm going to use. There are 4 choices there. Let's gently drop some glue in there. And again, I'm going to use my clippers just to gently hold his head. And drop. Oh no. Here comes the issues. This is why I need tweezers. Let's try that again, shall we? Maybe I'll be less gentle this time. There we go. I got quite lucky with that as well. His head's at a slight angle. I like a little bit of attitude like that. The arms are going to be a problem, I think. Yeah, I really don't understand the instructions and why they don't tell you to do that before. Because look, he's still not in there. And then all of a sudden you're putting the sides on and the lid. I mean, I guess it doesn't really matter too much if you're putting those on because you won't really be able to see him. But we'll know he's not in there. Is that like an option? Can I leave it like this? I don't think we can. That's certainly not what the model looks like. Anyway, I'm putting him in there. Yeah, we'll know he's in there. I am wondering how I'm going to paint that in there with this all glued on though. I won't even be able to prime it inside. I guess people paint all of this before, or maybe they don't, they just don't really care. I kind of do a little bit, not going to lie. I'm just going to get that light out of the way because we're not putting that on anymore, are we? Although, I am tempted to try and kit bash this a little bit and put like the light on the side there. Maybe just cut this part off here and kind of flatten that out so I can stick the light on. Although the light really wouldn't go there, would it? Because it's kind of angled off. It would be more on the side here, and that kind of just looks in the way. Maybe I could put it on the top of the lid. Let's keep that over there. Let's give him his arms, shall we? So he's not armless. I am not confident of how I'm going to get these arms on there. I'm also very aware that there is a slight bit of sprue on the side that I have not cut off properly. Yeah, he's pretty loose in there at the moment. Let's see if we can get these arms on. This is like... Anybody remember that game, the surgery game, where if you move the bone and touch the metal with the metal, the alarm goes off? I feel a little bit like I'm playing that game right now. I don't really know how I'm going to do this. Maybe go in through the front if I hold these with my gripper. Maybe I'll title this video, "Here's How Not to Build a Armoured Sentinel." I'm going to hold that like that. And then go in. So, no, that's not going to work, is it? Where's that gone? You son of a bicker. I'm going to fish that out of there. Where's it gone? Right, I'll be right back. So that was like actual surgery. I managed to get both of his arms in there in the end, so it worked out in the end. But literally I had to come in through the front, kind of hold it with the glue for a few seconds till it kind of took a little bit of a grip, and then push it in from the side, and then I kind of gripped them a little bit from the side and manipulated them so that they were not just like hanging down. Do not put that cage on like the instructions say, guys. Do not do that. Do it last. Like, now would be a good time after you've done the whole model and put him in there. Right, okay. All that just to hide him with the rest of the cage. We might as well have not even put him in there. But he's got to be in there because we know that he's in there. Right, let's put the cage on. Let's secure him in there with the armour. So we need 3, 4 and 2. They're all right next to each other. So we've got 3, 4 and 2. Oh, I thought they were attached at the top there. They're not. And then obviously we're going to need the lid. That'll be the final part, I think, won't it? Yeah, that's a completely empty sprue now, so we'll chuck that over on the side there. We've got lots of spare bits for these. Lots of spare bits. Got a little shotgun, got some more ammo crates. I don't know what these are for. One of the weapons. I guess a missile launcher or something. I think this thing goes on the top, doesn't it? Is that 22? No, 22 is this thing here. Although I may put the light on top of there. I guess. Does it fit? No, but we could probably make it fit. So I might just put that in there. I don't know. Anyway, it might be too big. It might look ridiculous. Let's stick the sides on. So that looks like that goes that side. Yes, it does. Let's get some glue on the bottom. That's on nicely. to the other side. Trying to make sure that these are all flush because it's pretty tight. Oh, hello. Did that wrong. There we go. And then this bit on the front. Oh, that really doesn't want to go in there. What's that all about? There we go. Just needed a little bit of manipulation. And then finally the top is going to just sit on there like that, I guess. So we'll stick a bloody pin, needle, whatever you want to call it. Quit sliding in. Definitely buying the Tamiya paint glue next time, because this stuff irritates me. Does that? That's not really making much contact. Just enough. I can't believe we went through all that effort to put the dude in there, and then we can't even see him anymore. Now, is this going to look stupid, this light on top, do we think? I think if I cut that bit off, I'm going to do it. I'm just going to see what it looks like. I think if I cut that bit off, make it nice and flush, it won't look as ridiculous. I think that will look quite cool on top of there. Or not. I've changed my mind. I'm going to put that over there. What does it tell me to put on there? 22. Let's have a look. It tells me to put 22 in there. Which way around does that go? It looks like the hole goes on the front. I don't really know what that is. I guess it might be a light. Right, that is the Armoured Sentinel complete. I'm going to stick that on the display, the rotating display, for you to have a good look at. I love that. That's going to sit nicely with the rest of my Astra Militarum. Guys, I'd like to thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Maybe drop a comment if you've got something you'd like to say about the model. If you've got any models that you'd like me to build, let me know. If I haven't already done it, I will look into doing that. And I will see you on the next one.